I'm Christine. Today we're gonna go deep into the things that turned me into the reader human I am. So today I have the pleasure of working with TD to give back to the reading community. I'm so grateful to have been selected to receive a TD bank account because of how passionate I am about reading, which is going to be donated to the New York Public Library system. While should I go through my list of things that have turned me into the reader human, I'm going to be going through my shelves and countertops, pulling out any doubles of books that I might have and any books that I don't anticipate ever getting to, and donating all of those to my local libraries so other kids and teenagers and people can pick them up and read them and enjoy them the way that they're meant to be enjoyed. So who do I have to thank for molding me into a reader human? The first person that comes to mind on my list is my Nana. She's a giant reader. To this day, she always has a book. And I remember when I was learning to read and we were in the car passing signs, she leaned over and was like, Christine, isn't it so great to be able to read all the words that you're seeing around you now? 5-year-old Christine related so hard to that sentence. Yes, it is amazing, and I want to read more. I want books. I think it's just so important to have positive reading role models in your life and people you look up to. You see that and then you know that's a thing that people do. And the next people I have to thank, of course, are my parents. They read to me when I was little, and then they funded my book love up to the point where I could pay for my own books. I remember the first book I ever pre-ordered when Amazon was still a fairly new thing. My dad was so weary of putting credit cards on the internet, and it was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and I needed to pre-order it, and Amazon was gonna deliver it the morning of. I had to do some hardcore convincing, but my dad let me pre-order that book on the internet. The next thing that I think really had a profound impact on my reading life was library in school. You know, in elementary school, you have library, computers, gym, art. Library was usually the most boring of the ones because a lot of time we just pick out a book, and the school library didn't have many books, and go back to class. It wasn't like we did anything special. Every once in a while, they would read to us. And I remember in 3rd grade, and this changed my life, they sat us down, and the library teacher read us the Sorting Hat chapter of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I was so captivated, and I left the library knowing I had to read that book. I needed that book. I'd never read anything with magic before. I was at this point where I knew I liked to read, but I didn't know what to read. When my mom took me to the bookstore, I'd get any book that I thought looked cool. I read the Cam Jansen books, but I'd never read something where there were wizards. And that's when I went home and begged my parents to get me the Harry Potter books. It wasn't till that Christmas that I got the first 3 books because my mom accidentally bought me the 3rd book, and I tried to read that and it wasn't the same. I didn't understand why I didn't understand it. And that brings me to the teachers that read out loud to us in class. What a difference that made in the way I looked at reading. My teacher, Mrs. Gearing, read The Witches by Roald Dahl out to us, and I loved that. I couldn't wait every day for Miss Gearing to read us a chapter from that book. Halfway through the book, I had begged my mom to get it for me, so I read the whole thing myself. But so she would read it aloud every day, and I'd already finished and know what happened and stuff. This is before I had gotten the Harry Potter books, because it was the end of 3rd grade, we read that first chapter, and then my mom got me the 3rd book, and then so much time went by before she got me the set in Christmas, so I'd already started 4th grade, and we read The Witches, and then I wanted everything by Roald Dahl, and I devoured everything by Roald Dahl. And from then on, I was always reading a book. And in 4th and 5th grade, our teachers gave us mandatory dear time, drop everything and read. It was my favorite time of the day. It was magical. It was a beautiful time. That set me on a schedule where I wanted to read every day. And in 5th grade, I read Harry Potter during dear time. I was on the 4th book, and I am just so glad that they made us do that. And then the last thing I've already even talked about, the last thing that I think really was the nail in the coffin for me being a reader human was J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. That is what made me an addict, because it was my first series that I was addicted. I mean, I read other series, but it wasn't an epic. It wasn't a story like Harry Potter. It wasn't like I was waiting on pins and needles to see what happened. Harry Potter changed the game. I can't tell you how profound of an effect that reading has had on my life. So often reading is brushed aside as something that's not important, that's stupid, that's a waste of time, it's for losers. It is so upsetting to hear it, and it is so wrong. Reading for fun is not just an escape, and especially as a child, reading is such a huge learning experience. For the first time, it allows you to step into someone else's life and experience the world through their eyes. Reading for fun made me love reading in school. It made it easier for me to pick out facts in the books we read in school that were important to do well on tests in school. It makes you a better writer. Being able to communicate through written word is so important. I'm so excited to make my kids like reading. They will like it or they will like it. I'm gonna start reading Harry Potter to them the second they're born. I just think that encouraging reading is so important, especially in your teen years. You can feel so alone sometimes and so afraid to be different. And then you pick up a book and you see this person who is just like you, and it gives you the confidence to be yourself. I'm so thankful that TD chose me because they know how passionate I am about reading and about spreading the joy of reading. To receive a TD bank account of $5,000 to donate to the New York Public Library system. Libraries and librarians encourage children everywhere, every day to read. Reading changes lives. Maybe that sounds stupid, but you don't know till you know. This is why I do this. This is why I make videos about books. Yeah, it's so much fun for me and I love reading, but the best moments are when I hear that you guys started reading because you found my videos and it changed your lives, and I get letters like that and it makes me so happy. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm Christine, all my links are in the description. I make videos every Tuesday and I will see you next time. Bye.